Today I am going to a party. I don't know what I want to call it. I guess it's kind of a cookout with a huge group of my old coworkers. I used to be, once upon a time, a inpatient pharmacy technician. So I worked at a hospital. I had lots of different jobs. But my biggest job was making sure that patients were safe and getting their medications and all that safely. I am going to be seeing people that I haven't seen in a couple of years because I quit that job a couple of years ago because my mom passed away in the hospital I was working in. So as much as I loved my coworkers, and I loved my coworkers, some of the best people I've ever met in my life, hands down, especially the pharmacists. They are so kind. Going to be seeing a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. So during COVID, I did a lot of eye makeup because it was really the only thing I could do to express myself. You know, I wore scrubs all day long, and we had to wear face masks. So I did a lot of eye makeup. And they really appreciated it. I started taking requests, doing some really fun out there looks, because like, what were they gonna do? You know, we're in the middle of a staffing shortage. Like, what are they gonna do, fire me? So, and they didn't mind. They enjoyed my creativity and the time that I put into it, which I really appreciated. But since I worked there, I've not really worked a job where I can be super expressive with my makeup. So I'm really excited to be doing that today. So first I went in with my moisturizer and then my sunscreen. This is what I'm using right now. I like it, but it can be a little bit drying. I did put on a self tanner since you've seen me last. I always put it on my face, and I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I do that, because I know it's not gonna be good. It's never good when I put it on my face, and because like I have eczema and stuff, so like the dry marks that end up on my face, I don't know what to tell you. I ended up having like a little brown beard and a mustache and like some brown marks around my nose from where it like really stuck to the dry skin that I had. And I like exfoliated and I moisturized and I did all the things. I've been doing, you know, self-tanning for like 5 years now, versus going to a tanning bed just because skin cancer, right? Don't want it. So I gotta stop doing that. I need to stop doing that. Because I can fix it with makeup, right? I don't know why I do that to myself. I don't know. Just because I think that if maybe... Oh, that sunscreen pilled. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it pilled really, really hard. That was weird. I've never had that happen before. I have a lot of lotion and stuff on right now because I'm trying to keep my skin moisturized with the self tanner on. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. I've used that sunblock a couple of times and this has not happened before. So I want to say it's just because I use the self tanner and all the extra moisturizers and stuff. I can't think of anything else that it would be besides that. So sorry for the noise. I live in an apartment building. And my neighbors get kind of noisy, and that includes my boyfriend. All right, so for my primer today, I should probably go in with the Power Grip by e.l.f., but I'm going to use the Iconic London, the Underglow Primer, and I just bought this. I actually haven't worn it underneath makeup yet. I've just like tried it out So I'm kind of excited to actually like wear this. Just pump some into my hand. I'm gonna apply it with a brush today. And then not going to wear actual foundation, probably just gonna use the Halo Glow. I think that's the plan for today. It's supposed to be like 85 degrees and it's been raining the last few days, which I'm very thankful for because of all the wildfires, but also the humidity. So not super happy about the humidity, but it is what it is. We're just grateful that our homes haven't burned down and all of our crops, because we got a lot of farmland around here, haven't disappeared from the wildfires. So just thankful for that. So just buffing that into my skin, and this stuff feels so nice on the skin. Me putting this on is problematic because, like I said, I do tend to have dry skin. So why in the world I would put kind of a pore filling primer on my face? I don't know, because I've got big pores, and I hope that one day I can solve my dry skin problems and my huge ginormous pores like around here problems, but that's probably never gonna happen. So but because I'm gonna be kind of sticking to a really moisturizing kind of base, I'm hoping that it's gonna be okay. I go out and buy a darker shade in the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is the medium, because when I have my tan on, I tend to be a little bit darker. So we're gonna try this. And then I do have the lighter one. So if I get this on and this is just too insane for me, which it might be too insane for me, I'll just tap on some of the lighter stuff and kind of blend it out. That's the plan. But I think it's gonna look okay. I can't express how excited I am to go. I'm calling it a little bit of a reunion, but it's actually their way of kind of celebrating the government lowering the masking mandates for medical facilities. Super exciting. Great, super great people. The smartest. Holy smokes, these people are so smart. Like, if I get like results back from my doctor's office, which I'm learning what these numbers mean, because I didn't have to know that to be a pharmacy technician, but for my own personal benefit, I like to know what those numbers mean, because like if I get my test results back on a weekend and my doctor's office isn't open, I'd like to know what these numbers mean. So like I can just text anybody and be like, what is that? And they're really happy to help me out, and they're so sweet. Kind of, yeah, this is too dark. I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade. Kind of helping me, and I might stick to just these areas here. Deal with, you know, those numbers and what they mean until I can see my doctor. Just the coolest, sweetest people, and super funny. Couldn't ask for a better group of coworkers, honestly. And when my mom passed away, they took up a collection of money because my mother didn't have any sort of life insurance, and she was sick, but we didn't know what was going to happen. You know, what happened was going to happen. So we were not prepared financially to for her to pass. So, you know, like she passes and the funeral home says to us, well, we can't give you her ashes until the bill is paid, which was just absolutely devastating to hear because we just didn't have the money for it. And I didn't even have to ask them. My boss just showed up at my dad's doorstep with an envelope full of money, and we were able to pay my mom's bill at the funeral home so we could collect her ashes. And then they did like a food train and sent food to the house and did all that. I can't express how much I appreciate these lovely, lovely people. Like, just seriously, just the best. So you're probably not, but if you're wondering what a inpatient pharmacy technician does, my role over there was a lot of delivering medications to the units, because we were in charge of all the first doses that went out to patients. So if we had a patient admitted and they needed medication stocked into a Pyxis machine, which if you've never heard of one of those, it's just like a huge candy machine for the nurses to get medications out of when they need to, and like respiratory therapy for nebulizer solutions and stuff like that. So at one point, one of my jobs was to do that, run up to the units and fill all of these Pyxis stations, which I think we had like 30 Pyxis machines in our building. We're not a really big hospital. I say that like I'm still there. So I could, run up to the units, do that. And that was pretty much the first job that I worked while I was there, including a carousel, which is like a giant machine that stores all of like the individual doses of medications. So some of those medications come prepackaged in like the blister packets that you've seen in the grocery stores. And then some come in big bottles, which is how they prefer to order them because it's a little bit cheaper that way. More cost effective for the hospital, which means it's more cost effective for the patients. But you're not always able to get that. So we would order in the bottles, and then we had an OzPack machine or a med packager where we could do individual single doses in a little plastic packet. And then we kind of load those into the Pyxis machines for the nurses to take. It's a really cool system, which I just heard that they're getting a whole new system over there, and I'm a little bit jelly because we could have used that when I was there, and I quit 2 years ago? 1 year ago. 1 year ago? 1 year ago. I think. So concealer, still using the Maybelline Superstay Concealer right underneath my eyes. And then we worked front counter. We had a front counter position. And it's changed now, but when I was there, I triaged phone calls for the pharmacist. So if a nurse or a doctor was calling and they needed like a medication verified stat for a patient, I would take those calls and get the messages over to the pharmacist so that way they could get that taken care of. Or like if a nurse was calling because they were missing a medication, which I'm not saying that didn't happen every once in a while, because it definitely did. But, like check your drawers, check your station, check the tube station. I don't know, because a lot of people don't know what inpatient pharmacy technicians do. I think that their job gets swept under the rug a lot, which makes me sad. Because my job was really hard and it was really demanding. And as much as I loved it, it was both of those things, and it was exhausting. If you had a bad day with, a nurse that was also having a bad day, like, you felt their wrath often. And you're supposed to treat them like a customer. So you're not supposed to yell and, reciprocate their attitude. But sometimes it's just really hard to do when, you're also having a bad day. So you do your best to keep your cool and be kind, because you don't know what's happening. Maybe they just had a patient pass, and maybe it's a patient that's been on their unit for a while, so it's hitting them in the feelers. You don't know. So, but just in general, no matter what, you don't know what other people are going through, so be kind, always. Unless they're Nazis. Don't be kind to Nazis. Or pedophiles, murderers. There's a whole list, but like, don't be kind to those people. Okay, so I think I've got that well blended in. I'm thinking that, I don't know, I feel like I look darker up here now than I do down here, and I've applied all the light stuff that I can. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of highlighter up here. Have I done that yet? But I think my favorite part of that job was being in the IV lab. Now, I was trained for the IV lab in the midst of COVID. And I knew that I would enjoy it. And I did. I had a lot of fun in there compounding IVs for, I mean, everything. We were doing Bumex strips. If you're familiar with Bumex or bumetanide, that is a diuretic. Drawing insulin syringes for patients, which it's really sad, but the amount of people that are diabetics is just astounding. And then people, you know, that need life-saving medications like TPAs for strokes, and other remdesivir. We were doing remdesivir a lot during COVID for COVID patients. That was the IV antiviral that was approved during COVID. And we were doing so many of those. And that is such a, first of all, it was on shortage pretty much the entire time. And it's a really complicated drug to, like, you have to reconstitute it. You have to pull saline out of the first bag and then reconstitute your drug and then put that into the saline. And like, you can't shake it because it messes with the medication. So like, that was really, really hard. That was probably my least favorite. I think I am gonna put on some of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh just to have a layer of setting spray here, because we are going to be outside. Probably going to be sitting in like a camping chair, so I can't imagine that I'm going to be moving around a whole lot. But and then going in with the NARS Orgasm blush. I know that a lot of companies have been coming out with like their version of this blush. But sorry, I haven't used this in a while, so it's doing like a weird plunger thing on me. And I know that a lot of people are like, why are we spending so much on the blush? And like, I get it, but I went to Ulta that day and I asked for a liquid blush and this was the only thing they had. So this is what I ended up with. But it is so pretty. I do really, really like it. Will I buy it again? Probably not. Because I spent a ridiculous amount of money on this blush and I really did not need to do that. It's just occurring to me I probably should have done my eyeshadow before I did this because I am going to do a more complicated look. So there's that. I was going to make this into a smaller video. I was going to try to do like my first transitions and stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry. My air conditioning is coming on. Hopefully that's not too loud. But I haven't learned how, and I haven't slept in like a week. So I kind of just want to get this video made. That seems like a lot, right? No, I guess not. I am going to set that with a Palladio matte blush. I had a friend who was really, really into makeup, and she got rid of her entire makeup collection, so she sent it to me, so that way it didn't get wasted. So I don't know anything about this brand, but I am just going to use it to set the NARS blush. So eyebrows, Gimme Brow by Benefit, their little brush. Sorry, I turned my lights up, so I'm hoping that my lights look a lot better, but in the meantime, I am completely blinded, so I'm just gonna bend over for a moment. So I am, of course, creasing under my eye, which I'm kind of used to that. So I typically just go in with my fingers, and when I notice it, just kind of like buff that area out. And eventually it will just stop creasing on me through the day, probably because I've moved all the product out there from there. Maybe I'll try to set it with a little bit of powder. AVD. Setting powder. I probably got this in like a beauty box or something, because I'm not really the person to like go out and buy setting powders. So just pressing that under my eyes, and then I'll wipe it away in a second here. I'm not a big baker. I don't like to have a lot of powder on my face because my skin is already so dry. I don't need to be adding the extra texture and all that to my face. So, and then I'll just brush that away. I need to subdue that blush a little bit, because that's just a little bit crazy for me. I'm not that girl. Everything's got no. Okay, here we go. Everything's got some kind of makeup on it. I need to clean my brushes. So I'm trying not to, especially use anything that's already got a blush on it. I think that's better. We're gonna leave it with that. We're not gonna touch. All right. So, eyebrows are done. I just used, like I said, the Benefit Gimme Brow for that, and then went in with the ABH clear brow gel to kind of just hold them in place, which the brow gel doesn't really do a super great job holding them in place. I should probably, if that's how I want to be doing my brows, need to switch to something a little bit stronger, like the Got To Be Glue or the or like a soap brow. Okay, I am gonna start on my shadow. I am going to lay my base, which is the NYX Ultimate. But first, I'm just gonna go in and get any extra makeup off of my lids that might have landed there on accident with a cotton pad. My last video I mentioned that I get super oily lids, so whatever I can do to try to prevent that with my eye makeup is definitely for the best. Okay, so I'm going to be working with two eyeshadow palettes. Well, yeah, two eyeshadow palettes. So we have the ColourPop Fade Into Hue, and then the ColourPop, what is this called? Into the Hue? I think this one's Into the Hue. It's in one of those like create your own palette things, so it doesn't say. But yeah, gonna do Into the Hue for most of this look today. I am going to start by laying a darker blue up above my crease, and this is my first time doing like an in-depth eyeshadow tutorial. So I am gonna do my very, very best to stay focused and tell you the important things here. And then, If I miss anything, let me know, okay? Or if there's anything you'd like to know. I wouldn't say I'm like the most knowledgeable person, but I would say I'm pretty knowledgeable. Okay, so I am going to use Iconic, which is this blue shade right down here. That probably wasn't centered in the camera. Still getting used to that. Bear with me. And there are so many lights in here. I don't know if I'm doing this right or not with all the lights. This whole situation is... I should probably stop staring into the light on the camera though. That might help. Or maybe I don't need it. We'll know after today, so I'm just kind of closing my eyes so I can readjust. It's a little bit better. Okay, so placing that blue right above, because I have pretty hooded eyelids. And I was having a bad morning this morning, so I was crying a little bit. Because I didn't get much sleep last night, and I'm just feeling extra stressed out right now. So I am a little bit puffy, and I'm also detoxing for an allergy appointment. So I had to stop all my antihistamines, and I'm allergic to like everything. So I have all those things happening right now too. So lots of cool stuff happening right now. So doing that right over here as well. As soon as they dropped the fade into hue, which is the rainbow pastel one, I thought I was gonna die. I was so excited to see that, because they had all the little mini palettes, which I don't have any of those mini palettes, and I want them. I want them all. It's like Pokemon. But I'm just, not in a financial situation to do that right now. So this is like, these two palettes pretty much covered all of the colors that I didn't currently have in my collection with other palettes. So this was just the best thing to see. So, all right. I am actually going to put some of that blue right down here too, because I want to do some of the blue pressed glitter that's in this palette. So I want to make sure that I leave room for the color changes, because we're going to go dark blue to light blue to white, is my plan. So I just want to make sure that I've got enough room on my lids to transition. And right now I am just packing that shadow in. I'm using kind of a dense brush. This is AOA Studio. I haven't bought like a good eyeshadow brush in a really long time, but the brush I'm currently using is my favorite brush. Like, this thing is broken. I've re-glued it. I won't give up on it. It'll have one synthetic bristle left in there and I will still be using it. Okay, I love this brush. All right, so now I'm going in with the Morphe M573, and we are going to pick the lightest blue, which is this one right over here, to blend the blue out on top. So that way it's not so... I mean, it's already pretty blended. But we love a good blended shadow here. We love the blends. I am also, and then I'll probably have to pack a little bit more of that dark blue back on, but I am also going to do a round eye, which I think a lot of people are kind of like, well, that's, really outdated, but I don't know, I have really weird eyes. I feel like when I smile, my eyes disappear. So I feel like when I do kind of like the wing and then bring it up, which a lot of people are like, it makes you look younger, like it looks more put together. I don't feel like I can get away with that. It's just not how I like it. I don't think it looks good on me. And every time I try to do it, I'm like, oh, this is awful. And I see it on so many beautiful artists. And then I do it and I'm like, this is just the worst thing I could have ever done to myself in my whole life. So just buffing and blending and bringing that into the inside, holding pretty far down on my brush to give the lightest hand. And I think this side is really nicely blended. And I feel like this side, I kind of lost some of the dark blue. So I am going to pack just a little bit more right out here. And then buff out just a little bit more. Okay, so now I am going to take the other side of that, because like I said, this is my favorite brush. It's my favorite packing brush, and I'm going to dip into that light blue that I was just using to blend with. And actually, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm putting some right here. Yeah, I immediately regret that. But it's done, so we can't take it back. So we're just gonna pack some onto the other eye, and then I'll blend it out. I don't know what I was just thinking there. I don't know, but that blue is so pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna... I feel like from looking at the camera lights, I can't judge what this blue really looks like. And I just want it to be nicely blended. I'm not over here trying to look like Mimi from the Drew Carey show. If you know, you know. My 90s kiddos. Or my, you know, older than that friends. Drew Carey show was hilarious. I loved it. But that is not our goal today. So, I think I've got it pretty well blended out though. So I am going to get out my NYX glitter glue. And I've got 2 packages of this because you seriously cannot have enough of this glitter glue. It's super amazing. And I like to apply this with a concealer brush, kind of a flat brush. And actually, before I do that, let me get out the white I'm going to use too. Because I don't want to be at the last minute trying to find it while that glue is just sitting on my face and drying. We're not trying to do that, so. Let me find the white I want. I think this is it, and then I might add some loose glitter. We'll see though. Okay, so we've got our base laid out there. I am gonna take that glitter glue and find an empty spot on my hand here and squeeze some of that out. I have a palette, like a, you know, like a paintbrush palette. We just moved, so I don't know where anything is right now. Who knows? Still trying to get organized. All right, so I am going to just place that right around here. And actually I might go like this because I'm gonna kind of do like a cut crease moment. And I'm going to lift it up. And then that kind of tells me where I need to be applying on the upper part of my lid. You put it down on the base by your lashes and then open and bat. And then that kind of applies it up here to the top. And that tells me where I need to apply glue up there, where it's not, where you're gonna be able to see it. Because the problem with hooded lids is that you cannot see your eyeshadows once they're applied to your lids. Am I wrong or am I wrong? So you can either take a guess or you can do that and then you know exactly what's going on. So now that I have put my glitter on that side, I am going to take my blue pressed powder or pressed glitter, which is Kaleidoscope. Guys, how pretty is that? Here we go. Holy smokes. Holy fucking shit. This stuff is so gorgeous. It just does something to me. I feel like a mermaid. I feel like no one can touch me. I feel goddess-like. I'm just applying that up, just like that. And then I am going to take, this is Mineral Star Crushed. I don't know if you guys have seen this brand. This was another makeup that I got from my friend when she decided to kind of move away from doing her makeup. I got a bunch of these little things and they're beautiful. I used to have a makeup like this back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I'll show you guys that in a future video because I'm going to do like because I still have some makeup from when I was younger. So I'm going to do a video and see if I can still apply it, see if this makeup's even still good. I mostly keep it for nostalgic reasons because this is stuff they never brought back. So the brand of stuff that I have, when I Google it, I can't even find it. So I feel like it's not real. Did I make that up? Maybe, probably. So I'm going to take a little bit more of the blue and not that much. Not that much. And I am just gonna kind of shove it in with the white here just to kind of blend that line. Whew, oh babe, oh babes, oh my god. I can't, you guys. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? I mean, really. Staying focused. I am going to take the packing brush I was using, and I'm going to take a little bit of that dark blue, and then I'm just going to blend in over here. And kind of bring it into the glitter a little bit. So that way I have a nice blend. All right. Sorry. These allergies. And then because I'm not looking for as much as I've got on the lid, my eyelid, I am gonna take the cap and I'm just gonna dip my pinky in it and get just a little bit on my pinky and then apply that to my inner corner. Just like that. Oh, cause you guys. Ooh. Ooh, it's so pretty. All right, I am gonna hurry up and finish the other eye. I will be right back. Okay, now I've got the other lid done and I feel like a mermaid. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might add, let me check. I don't think I have a pressed green. I don't. I really need to get a pressed green. I wish ColourPop would sell more of their pressed glitters individually. I would buy every single one. Even the ones I already have, like I would buy more. ColourPop. Do you hear me? All right, I am gonna put just a little bit of the yellow in there, just to kind of make it look like a greeny kind of color too. Add a little bit more color to that glitter. Oh my god. You've never seen anything so pretty. I swear to God. Like, I feel like Cinderella, I feel like a mermaid. Just, it's so beautiful. Oops. I am going to dip into that iconic, that dark blue once more. And knock knock. And we are going to apply it underneath. I'm so sorry about the air conditioner, guys. I really am. And then this side, I do not do my waterline. Which I know a lot of artists are like, you need to do the waterline, but here's the deal. My eyes are so sensitive. And every single time I've done a waterline, my eyes immediately start to water. I mean, my left eye is watering now, and I'm barely touching that lid. And because I'm not on any of my allergy medication, I'm already like super duper sensitive to my eyes being touched and messed with. They don't want it. So just taking that brush and connecting it with the outside, and then going in with the other side and dipping into that light blue, that Take It Easel. Sorry, I did not give the name, but I've been using the light blue Take It Easel. Because I really only used 2 shades of blue, not including that glitter. And then I'm just gonna buff out. Now when it comes to like the undershadows, like, go as far down as you want. Who cares? I think the more smoked out, the better. Alright, and then I'm just kinda, ooh, darling. Oh. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to apply my highlighter. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dream Glow Palette, which, how old is this palette? 2017, 2018 maybe? It's not new, I can tell you that, but it's beautiful. I'm here for it. So I was looking for something with kind of like a blue undertone, but I don't think, they're all kind of like purple and green. So I'm gonna swatch the Magic. See, that's purple. That's another shade of purple. Ethereal, maybe? That's pink. What is Sunshine? The Sunshine's kind of green, and then Regal should be like a coral color. Regal's a coral. I kind of wanted something blue to match my eyeshadow, but I might go with the Regal, which is the coral color. It's the very last one in the palette. I love a good diamond highlighter. I know that it's very 2016, 2015. But here's the deal, you like what you like, and I don't think, you know, we should be, you know, if you like a trend, that's great. But if you don't feel like you need to conform to it. Do what you like, do what makes you feel good. And I will probably say that in every single video. And then, I won't take any of those highlighters, but I might take the white that I've been using and just out of that lid, and just get a little bit and put it up in my brow bone. You guys. Oh, you guys. I'm gonna do a little bit of mascara, and I am going to do my mascara and my lashes off camera. I will be right back. So before I do my lashes, as I mentioned in the last video, I'm not good with eyeliners. I can do a powdered eyeliner if I have tape to give me some shape. It's too much of a frustrating process for me to even consider doing. So I'm not doing liner. with that said, because I don't do liner, I do like to put on a fake lash. I am today doing the Impress, and I'm probably just gonna do outside lashes. So these lashes have two lengths. The top one is a medium, the bottom is a long. I might just do a medium on the outer half today. I don't think I want to get super crazy, so I will be right back. That is, I'm not gonna, I was gonna put on another one and do like half lash, but I think I'm really pushing time here. I still need to get my hair done. We have to stop and get some beverages, so I don't want to be here too much longer. What I have been doing in the past, because once I put my lip oil on, like, I just can't get those lips, those liners to stick, and I should probably be taking my oil off is what I should be doing. But what I've also been doing is buying the Maybelline ink crayons, the Super Stays. These things are amazing. I can't believe how good they are. And this is an Ulta one. Is this matte? Yeah, this is kind of matte. It's pretty. I might use this one right here. This is the NYX. I like the crayons. I think they work a little bit better for me. I just need to choose a shade to wear, a lip gloss to wear with it. I don't know, I might just put a clear gloss on top of that actually. Yeah, let me put this on. Oh, this is actually a really pretty shade. I like that. Okay, so something clear on top. Oh, for God's sake. I'm sure I have something clear here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. I am going to do my hair and I will be right back. Okay, and here's the final look. I'm really happy with it. I am shocked and surprised that this came out as good as it did. I am going to use the Flower. This is the Invisible Powder Spray. Because I'm already really warm from curling my hair. This will kind of just help things from creasing and getting super duper shiny out in that sun today. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.